Hey, Boomhauer here again. Wanted to make a video about tactical skills. This is something I've discussed a few times within my own alliance, but it seems like it comes up a lot, so I just wanted to make a video to kind of reference to whenever this topic comes up, and also to explain it, I guess, more broadly. So when you have a hero, under the troop skill, you see that they have something called a tactical skill, which it says it deals 500% troop attack, and troop is misleading there. We'll explain why in a minute. So once you get the hero to +5, it goes to 500%, and then anything else above that doesn't further help it. So even if you have a +3 hero, like for Shooter, Malcolm at +5, would still do 500%. Enhancing beyond +5 doesn't improve that. So I say troop attack is misleading because if you go and look at this, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Meant to click on this. So it says that it's 500% of the unit attack, not the troop attack. So a frame's tactical skill applies to shooters, not troops. And we're going to prove that in a minute. So something that's really critical here is also this. There's a casualty priority based on unit type. So fighters basically are on the front lines, riders are just behind them, shooters behind them, and vehicles in the very back. So you can use this to your advantage as it relates to tactical skill, and the rider example is particularly good for that, so that's the one that I chose to use. So we have two layers that we ran earlier. Thanks to Mickey for helping me out with this. She's always a very helpful alliance mate. So one of these we ran with the following heroes. So all 5 of them are riders. Note that Marlowe is that 5th hero there. The only units that we have in battle are all of my daredevils and then one pulverizer from Mickey. And note that we get 59% for the layer percentage. So if you look at the replay, you'll see that only 4 of the tactical skills are active there on the bottom. Dom's is inactive. So the 4 that are active are going to be the 4 highest might heroes. So it deactivates one of the 4 stars, of course, out of these. So if all 5 of your heroes are riders, like was the case here, one of them is going to be deactivated, and the one that's deactivated is the lowest might. Or in this case, Rain and Dom are matched, but it'll pick one of them to deactivate. So if we do something else to take advantage of tactical skill, we get up to 61%. So same thing, Mickey sent 1 pulverizer, I sent riders. The only difference is the 5th hero here is Requiem. Also +5, just like the Marlowe in the last example. So the troop boosts are exactly the same. That's not causing the difference. So I send all daredevils except I send 1 Vulcan also. Because as you saw from that tactical skill quiz question, the unit type needs to join battle for the tactical skill to be active. So if I did this with all riders and didn't send that 1 shooter, Requiem's tactical skill wouldn't work. So let's look at the replay of this one. So now you see all 5 are active. So 4 riders are active and 1 shooter is active. And obviously that 5th tactical skill helped us because it got us 2 extra percent. I ran a similar test in the past with fighters and also saw a 2% increase. So that seems to be pretty consistent. So with that in mind, let me show you my troop formations. So with fighters, the reason that I add Mars and 1 Daredevil to my fighter march is because of that. exact thing to get the rider tactical damage. So this will do more damage than if I have a +6 Tomio in place of Mars, just as an example. So fighters, you can do this by adding a rider hero or a shooter hero, because riders and shooters are both behind fighters in casualty priority. So with a rider, you can only do this by adding one shooter. If you add a fighter hero here like Myers, Myers is going to die really quickly after the battle starts and not even fire the tactical skill even once. Again, the reason is because riders are behind fighters in the casualty order, but ahead of shooters. So the shooters are protected in the back with the riders in front of them. So Requiem stays alive and can fire the tactical skill during battle. The one that this does not work for is shooters. You can't add a fighter or a rider because they're both ahead of shooters in casualty priority. So if you try to do that, that hero will just die and never fire the tactical skill anyway. So shooters get a little bit, short end of the stick here, but shooters have the best two heroes for match 3 purposes, so don't feel too sorry for them. Phoenix and Ephraim are both plenty good to make up for this thing. So one other quick point is, what am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so Mickey sent a pulverizer. So why? Again, because of the casualty priority. So the vehicles sit in the very back. Shooters can do this, by the way. If shooters add a vehicle as that one troop that everybody sends, shooter casualties will go down. We've tried this actually with all 3 troops in the Alliance, fighter, rider, and shooter, adding these vehicles, and all of us see about a 15% casualty reduction, and very slightly more kills, like maybe around 100 more kills, which is pretty negligible when you're killing, I don't know, however many hundreds of thousands, but, every bit helps. But again, what's happening in battle is that vehicle is sitting in the very back row and continuing to attack throughout the entire battle and constantly doing some extra damage, so you get a couple more kills. And it also, again, helps with the your own casualties. So would highly recommend that you try that if you haven't already. When people send the one troop, ask them to send vehicles. So that's all about tactical skills. Use it with your zombie layers. I also use it in Destroyer because I just have my March formation set. The dynamics of Destroyer are a little bit different than a zombie layer because, at least from what I've heard, the Destroyer doesn't really fight back at you. It's kind of like a one-way battle. But I don't want to remove Mars and the Rider just to test that in Destroyer and lose some damage. I'd rather just stay with my troop formation. So there you go. That's tactical skill. That's how to get all 5 to fire for fighters and riders, and also how it can help a couple % in your layer.